A man is claiming that his iPhone X exploded during the latest update to iOS 12.1. Welcome to InformOverload, I'm your host Johnny Rogers, and if you're new to the channel, we tell you about the most interesting news stories we find on the internet, and we make them more entertaining. A Twitter user named Rocky Muhammad Ali posted photos of a completely destroyed iPhone X directing the message to Apple, stating that it just got hot and exploded in the process of upgrading to 12.1 iOS. What's going on here? Apple support commented almost immediately saying that's definitely not expected behavior. DM us so we can look into this with you. Not expected behavior. Not expected behavior? Are you serious? I almost always expect my phone to explode on an update. The initial tweet has garnered a lot of attention with 846 retweets and over 1,000 likes, causing some Apple users to second guess their safety using an iPhone. The user states that he purchased the phone in early January and had been using it normally. When he went to update the iOS, he plugged his phone in to charge and added that a dark gray smoke started coming from the phone. And after the update had completed, the phone restarted and then caught fire. When he DM'd the company, they asked him to ship the phone, probably at his own cost, so that they could investigate it further. Now, I should mention I'm always biased in regards to Apple because I've never had great experiences with them, and therefore I stick to my Android phones through and through. I should also mention though that Samsung has also had their share of phones exploding. They even had to recall their Galaxy 7 phones because of a similar issue. Leave it to the internet though to drag them into Apple's debacle. Another person tagged Samsung saying, "Always copying Samsung," to which they replied, "How original." Ooh, looks like the person in charge of the Twitter account at Samsung is a sassy, sarcastic teenager. Unfortunately for Rocky, Apple stated that they wouldn't be able to see the phone for an entire week, resulting in him having to mail it out like I mentioned before. Even the release date for the iPhone X in the UK had to be pushed back due to reports of similar explosions happening in South Korea. This is really troubling times for the phone companies, and with the internet, their flaws are always going to be exposed, which I say is a good thing. Even if the faulty phones are part of less than 0.01%, that's still a large number of people dealing with this. If we're working towards bettering technology, we should allow the companies who can create stable working devices to rise to the top. I would hope that none of you ever have to deal with your phone catching fire. That shouldn't even be something that we're worried about. I also want to take this time as a moment to touch on some of the other underlying issues with phones that are rarely brought up. If your phone doesn't explode, you still need to be careful and use it responsibly. Too much screen time from all of the blue light exposure that it gives off can affect you in a variety of different ways. Elongated exposure to the waves transmitted through screen devices during the evening especially can disrupt circadian rhythm and cause various health effects, including a disruption in normal sleep schedules. And sleep is utterly important to your health. To combat that, look into blue light filters, which you can use at night, but I would suggest just to stay away from your phone and screens just in general before you go to bed. Also, I would suggest trying to leave your phone away from your bed at night and maybe just leave it across the room. We have no idea what the implications are going to be for people who keep them so close to their brain at night. That kind of exposure just can't be good. Now I'd like to turn the question over to you. Do you think that we're asking too much for our phones not to explode, or should we just be grateful and deal with the odd explosion? With that, let's entertain your brain with some comments. K3Y says, "Why did I get a beer ad at the beginning of this video?" Unfortunately, we can't control that, but drink responsibly. A Jinx says, "Why are there no potatoes on pizza yet?" Oh, but there is, my friend. Google that recipe, it looks fantastic. Italians have been doing it for years. Cringe Master Official says, "I like how the first comment is never just someone saying first." I honestly still can't believe that that's a thing. Just comment something interesting or funny. No one really cares if you're first, second, or the millionth person to see this video. Russian God says, "I hit that like button so hard my screen broke. God damn it, technology." Hey, at least it didn't explode. Thank you for watching Inform Overload. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Also, if you have any hot tips on any new and exciting stories that you want us to cover, just find my Instagram in the description below and send me a DM. If you want to see more videos like this one, just click the playlist on the screen. From Inform Overload, I'm Johnny Rogers, and until next time, take care.